He is coming up and coming up. I've got to tell you, before we introduce Jalen, he doesn't even need no introduction. He is Mr. Content and Mr. Creator. He is the reason why you are on social media and the second reason why you would get paid while on it. He is a future trillionaire. He is currently thinking about giving you access to him and all his programs. I need to tell you that Jalen has been around millionaires and billionaires nearly half his life. He is the holder of chivalry. Jalen is the ambassador of his grandmother's love, and he is the keeper of the Holy Spirit. I have to introduce all of you, my friends, to Jalen Hughes, the master of content.
Ooh, that was awesome. Thank you, guys. So before I start, I just want you to think about this, what I'm going to say right now, and then we're going to get going. There is no truth. There is only perception by Gustave Flaubert. All right. So thank you for that great introduction. If you don't know, I actually am also a photographer, right? And when you're in photography, it's all about angles. It's all about getting that right shot, right? It's about being on point. But there was, and throughout my time working and throughout dealing with different people, right? There was always one quote I always heard. And it was, well, I hope he makes sure he gets my good side. And every time someone said that, I thought to myself, right? Who said that was your good side? And why isn't your other side good? But that's perception. When you're looking to grow your brand, you need to know that type of perception, what you're putting out, what you're branding. You know, we talk about branding all the time, but the real definition to me is what branding really is what people think about you when you leave the room, what people say about you when you leave the room. That's branding, but that's also perception because your perception may be different from the next one's. So, how do we create this, right? What is really the lens of our perception? It's creating your narrative. Perception is how you or someone looks at something in particular. I'm sure we all have heard of your point of view, right? That's perception. Mindset and self-growth plays a big part in this. Something that people put a bad taste on is tunnel vision. It's always been criticized, but tunnel vision is the thing that you need because you have to picture yourself going through whatever it is, but you have to have a tunnel. And in that tunnel vision, you're focused straight on that beam of light that is illuminating from the other end. In this tunnel vision, you know that that concentrated focus on your destination, on your work, on your progress, that's going to get you out of the darkness. That's going to change the perception of who you might be to someone else now because they don't really know who you could be later. And how do we do this, right? It's consistency. It's consistency and it's taking the time and putting in the work and committing to yourself, no matter how small. Always keep stepping forward. I'm sure someone here has heard about a bamboo tree before, right? They grow slow underground for years, and you don't really know that things are happening. Think about yourself sometimes as this bamboo tree. People don't know that you're growing, you're budding, you're you're working so hard to sprout. And then in the result, in the end, you grow bigger in one of the strongest woods that we know to man. That could be you. Successful individuals across different fields always attribute themselves to being consistent, putting in the effort, practice, and dedication. It's these steps taken daily that lead to significant strides throughout their vision and towards to where you want to go. So embrace tunnel vision as a positive force. Identify your destination. Focus on the unwavering commitment that you have to do. And don't focus on the people around you that's saying you can't do it, because their perception is different. We all have our own point of views. And who is it for the next person to tell you that yours isn't right, or to tell you that you can't achieve what you want to achieve? As we navigate our tunnels and our individual tunnel visions toward our vision, cherish the process. Fall in love with what you're doing, because if you stay committed, you don't know how far you can go. And the person that falls in love with the destination goes way farther than the person that falls in love. Oh, I'm sorry. The person that falls in love with the process goes way farther than the person that falls in love with the destination. So fall in love with your process. Life often presents us with challenges. And a lot of times they can feel like they're insurmountable. They're too big. There's too much. But within these challenges lies a hidden opportunity that you may not know yet. So consider Steve Jobs, right? He is the leader of Apple, and we all know him, big guy, right? But he used his time away when he got outside of Apple to start a new company. This venture eventually led him to developing something that is groundbreaking for the world. And similarly, in our own lives, sometimes you have to push out of where you're comfortable with. Sometimes you have to beat that unbeaten path and step into uncharted waters. And to the next person, their perception may be, nah, bro, I couldn't do that. Or, you're going to work all day? Come out and hang with us. No, come out and be part of us. But those are the same people that aren't really being fulfilled in their lives. So by cultivating a mindset that perceives challenges as opportunities, we can navigate through our adversity with resilience and unlock the doors to an innovation and personal growth that we all need to be bigger and better. It's a reminder that some of our greatest opportunities often wear the cloak of setbacks, waiting for us to unveil their transformative potential. I'm sure somebody here recently probably had a setback. Maybe it was a friend who said, "Nah, don't start that." Or every time you talk about your business, they say, "Oh, that little business. Oh, that little photo business. Oh, that you a little photographer. Oh, you that little photo business." But they don't see the real perception. Sometimes opportunities hide in unexpected places. And we always go and say, God is this, God is that, right? Why God? Why now? Why me? But at the end of the day, God is right on time. So let me share you a story about a setback that I had. If many you may not know, I actually ended up playing 2 years of collegiate baseball. And on my first year, I went straight out of high school to a D1 school. Was supposed to be in, and because my coach at the time in high school used to play there. So I'm thinking I'm good. I'm this new freshman on the block, all girl, whatever. But it humbled me because my perception was wrong. I thought I needed to be this big guy, this D1 player, this person to fulfill what I had. But at the end of the day, I just needed to be on the field sharing the gift of God and my gift to the world. So that first year, I didn't play at all. I ended up making the practice team, going a little bit farther, but never seeing the field. And that taught me that, you know what, sometimes opportunities just aren't for you. And sometimes missed opportunities are the things that are going to push you forward. So let's get back to perception, right? I'm sure someone here has heard that saying, either the cup is half full or the cup is half empty. That's perception. I could be saying it's full, you could be saying it's empty, but your perception says it all. And it says not only what your mindset is, but how you are going to react to what is happening. So let's talk about, how do you create your vision and craft it, right? You have to be clear on your message. You have to be clear on your mission. Fall in love with the process, not the destination. Again, like I said earlier. So, how do we craft it, right? You have to find your passion. You have to find your love. What is something that just comes so easily to you that you just do? For me, it was speaking. I was a class clown that I got my work done early, and then everyone's looking around. I'm talking to everybody. I'm trying to be cool, and I'm the one getting kicked out of class because now I'm a distraction. But to me, I was just using my gift to build a community. And so perception of the teacher told people that I wasn't good. I was a bad seed. I'm a bad rotten apple. And if I stay around all these other apples, I'm going to end up rottening them as well. And that shaped me to know that, you know what? That's what you think, but I know something's different. So I took that and I ran with it. I took that and I said, you know what? This is my passion. This is my weird. And when I say weird, I don't mean WEIRD. I mean WYRD, which is your passion or love that just comes easily to you. Let this vision serve as a guiding light, not only shaping your aspirations, but influencing every decision and action along your way. Imagine your vision as a compass, pointing you in the right direction of your dreams, pointing you to that North Star of success, right? It provides clarity in the midst of uncertainty, helping you make decisions aligned with your long-term goals. And when you're faced with these choices, they could be large, they could be even small. But having that vision and that right perception can bring you to where you're trying to go and keep you on course. Consider some successful individuals that you know throughout history. Most of them didn't achieve greatness just by drifting along. They had a plan, they had a vision, they had their weird that pushed them forward, that propelled them into the limelight, and that ultimately brought on their law of attraction of more people who perceived them in the light that they wanted to be perceived. A clear vision instills a sense of purpose and passion in your actions. It becomes the driving force behind your daily efforts, motivating you to overcome obstacles and persevere when the journey gets tough. When you connect with your vision on a deeper, more profound level, it becomes a source of resilience, and it enables you to weather the storm, and it enables you to push forward and be bigger and be the thing that you are looking to be. So as I sit here today, I encourage you to not only reflect on your vision, but also ask certain questions like, how could it be your guiding light? How could this get to me to where I can go? And who's around me now that is either helping or hurting me get to my vision? So let's talk about overcoming fear and doubt. I know as an entrepreneur and as just a person, we all have it. What is something that makes you fear? For me, it's knowing that there is no other option. So I know that this is what I'm going to do. regardless of if I fail and I fall straight on my face, I know that I went out doing what I knew was my passion, and I knew I was going to do everything I can do to get there. So there's a quote by someone famous that you might know called Les Brown, and he says, "You cannot expect to achieve new goals or move beyond your present circumstances unless you change." When we look internal and we change the people who we are, not only for the better, but also preparing ourselves to proceed through where we are, that internally changes the things around us and internally changes, and externally changes that law of attraction. So let me tell you about a story about someone, a famous author. In the 90s, a struggling single mother, she faced rejection after rejection. She had this manuscript about a young wizard named Harry Potter. Despite being on welfare, battling depression, she pulled it together and her determination prevailed over everything. 7 years later, a small publishing company took a chance, launching that global phenomenon that we know today. And the story of this person reminds us about resilience, coupled with a clear vision that can help you turn adversity into extraordinary successes. The more you get up after being knocked down, the more better chance you have of succeeding. So don't perceive as a failure as bad. Perceive it as a lesson, because I didn't got knocked down. I didn't got punched in the mouth, but I got up, and look at me now. So let me also, that person, as you know today, is J.K. Rowling. If you didn't know, now you do. And this person has Harry Potter, one of the most biggest fictional things to this day. And I'll be honest, one of my favorite fictional stories to this day. So it really hits home for me. But let me tell you about a story and how a lot of times you can perceive something to be bad, but it's really not bad. It's just what you need to go through to get to where you want to go. So picture yourself in a car. You're driving. Maybe it's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your sister, your cousin, whoever with you, right? And it's downpour. I'm driving the car. I'm looking. All I see is rain. It's so hard to keep going. It's so hard to keep pushing because I'm blurred. My vision is not clear. But I know that if I keep driving straight, at some point, I can get out of this storm. But all I'm hearing, bro, pull over. I can't see. It's raining too hard. I'm scared. I don't know where we're going. People are flying past us. Stop. Pull over. Pull over. But internally, keep going. Keep pushing forward. Because when you get to that point where you're finally through, moving 1% at a time, looking as far as you can look, progress, daily, daily, daily progress, then you finally can look back, maybe after a month, maybe after a year, maybe after 5 years, and you look back and it's no more rain. The storm has succumbed, but you prevailed. But your friend's perception was that it was too much. But if you have the right perception, saying that if I just keep going little by little, I will make it. I know I can make it because I have to get out of this storm. Let me tell you about an animal. Buffaloes, right? Buffaloes are one of the only animals that instinctively run into the storm because they know that if I run into the storm instead of away, that'll get me through the storm quicker. So when you come out of a storm, you won't be the same person that walked in. But that's what the storm was all about. And that was by Haruki Murakami. So you internally possess the power to be whoever you want. And if you let people in your passenger seat or in your community perceive you instead of you have your own perception, then they'll put that on you. You see, there's a lot of people that their insecurities and their perceptions get blasted on you because they don't feel like they can do it. They don't feel like they have what it takes. But they also don't have your mind. They also don't have your skills. They also don't have your mindset or your point of view, because you could be sitting here saying, I'm going to be the next Steve Harvey, or I'm going to be the next Oprah Winfrey. And you could really have what it takes. But the average person or the bad person and a different person point of view will say, nah, bro, they're too big. You can't do that. Why don't you just come work with me? You know, I'm making 40K over here and I love my job. Don't give up on your passions. Don't give up on your dreams and keep pushing forward, because you internally possess the power to be whoever you want to be. But how will you use that? And how will you use your resources around you to get this done? So, as we come to the end, I want to do a small reflection on J.K. Rowling's story. I wanted to serve not only as inspiration, but also as a diagram, a blueprint of someone that may be just like you. You know, maybe you have a single mother with kids. Maybe you have a screenplay that you're willing to write. Maybe you have a book that you need to put out. Maybe you have a movie that the world just needs to see. And they need to hear your point of view or your perception. Don't be scared to let someone else's perception take you from where you need to be. Each of you hold a unique vision, gift, and dream that is exclusively yours, God-given. Embrace it. It's not just about having the vision, though. It's about making those everyday, bold, decisive steps towards your goal. Pushing forward through the storm. Pushing forward through the adversity. Crafting your perception. And making sure that you are doing what you need to do to get to where you need to go. And in the face of uncertainties, let determination guide you. Remember, it's the audacious choices and courageous leaps that propel us toward the realization of our dreams. And for my strong women out there, remember, no quiet woman really ever made history. It was the person that pushed out there, that crafted their narrative, that showed their perception and changed the world. So don't unfulfill yourself. You have what it takes. Your vision is your compass, your actions, the journey. Seize this moment, embrace your vision, embrace your gift, embrace your love, and embark on the path of possibility with unwavering determination. Because no one can be you. So why don't you go out and be the best you could be and show the world really what you have? So before I let you go, I want everybody to remember this. Real strength comes in the moments when you think you can't go any further. but you keep going anyways. And that, my friends, is the power of perception. Thank you.
We all right, man. All right. We appreciate y'all. Listen, we are at the end. We just got 7 more minutes left, brother. You did a good job. You're looking like you're available. But I you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I probably shouldn't sell you like that, but you're looking like you're available. But you know, he probably got somebody in the background, yeah, and I'm gonna get in trouble for putting him out there like that. So we don't.
Ooh.
Oh, he said, ain't nobody put a ring on it. I understand. Good. Come on, y'all put your digital hands together and give Jalen some props there. We do appreciate you, man. Same question to you, man. Broken you. What would you tell him now?
To be your own glue, to not look outward, because at the end of the day, those are going to be the people who are going to keep chipping away at you. And know that there's 3 different types of people sometimes. You can be saved, you can be blessed, or you can be anointed. And if you're anointed, you bear that fruit. So don't run from that. And don't run from your passions, and don't run from your perception, because if you can see it and you can dream it, you can do it.
No, that's right, brother, man. Thank you so much, man. You rocked it out. We do appreciate you there, clapping for you. I can even see him behind the stage clapping for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 9 more minutes left. 9:30 Saturday. Adonia Dixon.